One of Canada's most popular travel agencies that specializes in trips to China has closed their doors, with thousands losing out on their dream vacations. These travelers who've spent thousands of dollars are now asking what happens next.
Here comes the tears. China.
A gift of a lifetime captured on cell phone just last month as John Prosser surprised his wife Paradisa with a 2-week trip to China for September to mark their 20th anniversary. The Toronto couple's excitement was short-lived.
Approximately 3 days ago, I received an email from Sinorama Vacations and Tico saying that the business is no longer in operation.
Devastated, absolutely devastated.
This upcoming trip was 2 years in the planning, and John says he's been working overtime since purchasing the $5,000 trip back in November with Sinorama Holidays Inc. based in Markham, adding that the couple also spent hundreds on getting travelers' visas and upgrading their airfare.
How they can just randomly pull out, even when a week ago we had our orientation with them and they gave us our tickets and our name badges for the trip, and never once mentioned that they were in any sort of trouble.
The Toronto couple aren't the only ones impacted by this abrupt closure of Sinorama Holidays, which has been providing all-inclusive trips to destinations throughout Asia at very competitive rates for over a decade. The Travel Industry Council of Ontario says 5,000 travelers between now and the end of 2019 have had their trips cancelled. The closure is the result of a domino effect. Quebec's Consumer Protection Office announced it would not be renewing the travel agency license of Sinorama, and Tico says that's what led to the closure of the Markham Travel Agency and suspension of a second BC-based subsidiary. Both booked all their travel through the Quebec wholesaler.
Because all the customer monies were passed for those future travel services, the company in Toronto couldn't meet their future obligations, so they ceased operations.
We had difficulty finding a spokesperson at the Markham location, and when calling, we were left with a voicemail from Tico.
Sinorama Holidays Inc. is no longer in business.
Impacted travelers like John and Paradisa will have to contact their credit card company to see if they can get their money refunded and file a complaint with Tico before the February deadline. But the money won't be returned right away, as claims will need to be assessed. Tico tells CityNews it will be investigating the circumstances that led to the closure of the travel agency.
As the regulator, we will be reviewing that. We do have authority to lay charges under the statute, but the early days, again, we will do an investigation and we will look and see what transpired.
Tico says it believes travelers who are currently in transit will not be impacted. For City News, I'm Faiza Amin.